Yeah.
Lyeldan,
Idle chit chat continues.
Yes.
there's a knock on the door. Your room.
Lots of knocks.
Yep.
Yes.
A lot of people need to talk to a lot of people. This time the NPCs are coming to you.
Hey!
A lot of stuff that's been going on.
Room service.
Only was that easy in some games. Okay. I'll just
Knock, knock, knock.
walk up. Hello?
The voice is... It's me! It's Vicious Vick.
Find yourself out. Oh, here we go. I open the door.
You open the door, Vicious Vick forces his way through. He, forces his way through past you. He shuts the door behind him. And then he looks at you with very serious eyes and he says, "Where is it?" He walks over to you and he puts his hands on your shoulders. "Where is it?"
Already done told.
The money from the bet. I was assuming it was still a.
No, not the money. I don't care about the money for the bet. Do you have do you have the sword, man? The sword.
Oh, that sword. It's possibly in my possession.
Do you have it or do you not have it? Somebody told me that...
Who is this somebody?
Oh, that's not important, he says. I promise not to tell. But somebody told me that you have the Nemetos.
Why are you whispering?
He says, because you can't just wave that thing around for everybody to see. Which is why you need to show it to me.
Suppose I could show you it. Only showing though.
Well, come on, whip it out. I don't have all day.
I am so sorry, my
Vicious
mind.
Vick barges in, shuts the door. Come on, Lyeldan, whip it. I want to see it. Anyway.
Oh dear.
And scene. No.
Yes.
Scene. Okay. Now, go ahead.
Title of the episode.
Alright. Okay. I very
This is very forward, but alright. I feel very violated right now.
Show me your, why don't you show me your sword first? Then I'll show I very carefully begin drawing Nemetos, holding it very firmly in both hands. On the...
He sees it, and then as soon as he sees it, he goes... He just kind of... Okay. You need to promise me one thing, boy. You can never show that to Cain. For your benefit, I'm telling you, you cannot show that to Cain.
I was never thinking of even considering doing that.
Good.
That was the least. That was the last thing.
Last person I ever wanted to show it to.
Yes.
Because that sword was his obsession for the longest time. I should know. We were essentially the best of pals back in the day. And he was just looking for that sword.
Did he ever explain why he wanted it? Could have been just for his collection or something.
Cain and I, when we were younger, he always dreamed of climbing up the social ladder, becoming rich, powerful, and most importantly, popular, yada 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 yada. And one of his obsessions, like I said, was finding the legendary Nemetos sword. I'm not really sure he necessarily wanted to wield the thing. He just wanted the glory of being the one who found it and just possessed it in his collection. You're absolutely right. Anyway, he found out that the last owner was some cultist in Haven, and me and him, we went to Haven to track it down, only to discover that, lo and behold, the sword had been stolen some years before that.
And now is in my possession, apparently.
Yes.
So this would definitely bring out some parts of him I would not wish to be around to see.
Probably. You should know. This was a long time ago, boy. You have to understand, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
We talked to the guy that had the sword stolen from him. His ancestor. Colgrim, I think was his name. Anyway, he gave us the tip, and Cain offered to help him track down the thief. Or perhaps the ancestor of the thief. So they struck up a deal. And through Cain's sources, he discovered that the only living Sunworth at the time was a warrior who was currently escorting a caravan. So, anyway, Cain gave the cultist the tip about Sunworth, and they went off looking for the caravan, trying to find the sword. Anyway, that ended up being a dead end. Caravan got attacked, overturned, whatever. They didn't find the sword. So we were back to square one. He continues, Cain doesn't give up. He just kept trying to find out everything he could to track down the lineage of the Sunworths or whatever. Finally, he tracks down a family in Kirkwall. The Beltors, I think, were their names.
Yes.
So he sends me, his most trusted agent, to see if I could go acquire said sword from the Beltors.
Acquired.
Did you ever know them?
Yes.
He asks, just out of curiosity.
Again, I'm at this point. I'm not trying to reveal too much, as much as I would, but just doesn't seem obviously like.
I don't think you ever told your last name in front of Vick, so I don't think he realizes.
And
You're a Canary, so I don't think he's like...
No, sorry.
You're a Canary, so yeah.
And I'm not go. And I feel as if he's not someone I should just go around blathering things off to. So I will just say, I've been acquainted with some of them before. Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully you don't take too much of offense, but maybe, just maybe, I kind of sort of broke into their house and looked around for the sword.
In the back of my mind, I guess I would start feeling a bit bad, but then I realized I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Though indirectly found the sword, but yeah, just.
Anyway, I found it. It was under the floorboards or something. I found it. And I was on my way. I wasn't planning on hurting anyone. I told Cain that I wasn't going to hurt anyone unless I absolutely had to. But I got caught. I guess I wasn't as sneaky as I used to be. As sneaky as I used to be in my younger years. And
looking his figure and stature up and down, I say, no kidding.
And he says, and the Beltors woke up and they weren't armed. And again, this was a long time ago. I was about to kill them on the spot. You know, I had to finish my quest. But then I heard... He stops. Then I left. I just left. You can probably tell that I heard something and I had to go. I had to leave.
What was it you heard? Can you remember exactly what it was?
I heard a baby crying in the room. And I couldn't just kill them because they had a kid. So I decided to just leave the sword and left. Okay? I was soft. I can't help it, alright? I was soft. I went back to Cain. I told them that they had the sword, but I was not going back there to get it. And Kane flipped out. Cain got upset. He got mad at me because I didn't follow through. I was his best agent, and I came empty-handed, and we sort of got into a bit of a fight. We got into a tussle, and I got some scars. He lost an eye, and yeah, I was trying to tell him, look, the sword is taking over your whole being, man. Like, it's just not worth it. Killing an entire family, sorry, I'm not gonna do it, and I wasn't really about to let him do it either. So, after that, we kind of broke ties, and granted, I haven't really talked to him since. In passing, I would see him maybe once in a while, but we're cordial, but the whole thing still kind of stung. At any rate, it was soon after that I ended up hanging out with this crowd, with this crew.
I would probably. I keep saying I would probably. I don't know why I just say it. For some reason, I just feel compelled to wordlessly reach forward and give him a manly side hug gesture.
Whoa!
Use only one arm and just.
Whoa! He says, "What's all this?"
Sorry, that the bell tours, they were they were close, and that was very noble what you did.
I guess I'll say thank you. Just don't spread that around the crew. Just keep that between us, okay?
All right.
But so where did you find the sword then? Because I would have thought Kane would have gotten it after he knew that the Beltors had it.
Surprisingly, I found it, I believe, in the same spot.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he just leave it there? I would think he would have just taken it whenever he wanted to.
All of a sudden, I would say maybe something like clicked in my mind. Maybe he was only waiting for the right moment.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because the sword, Kane knows, out of character, Kane knows the sword was in your parents' plank.
Mm-hmm.
He never went after it. However, he seemed to be very, very interested in pulling you in to his circle of agents, keeping you very close, very close.
He treated me very nicely. And
some things are starting to make sense, maybe?
Yes. Even for me in my own backstory, things are making more sense.
We get a little bit of an explanation from Maximillian's as well.
Did Kane send the soldiers to attack the caravan?
Yep.
Or...
Those were he didn't send them. Those were actually, they were not actually bandits, they were cultists, because the cultists were trying to find the sword, which was wielded by a Sunworth. And through Kane's contacts at that moment, the only Sunworth that they knew that was living, the only Sunworth that's living, was you and your mom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were looking for the sword, and that's why they attacked your caravan.
This is all coming together.
There's a method to my madness sometimes.
Wasn't it Kane who sent your parents away as well?
No.
I believe it was.
They left by their own volition. They left by their own choice.
All right.
But they had Vellum the Blade, who was also with them, and all that. I still know what's gonna happen with that.
Kane has you. It's interesting. You can understand why your parents coddled you, because they explained that in the letter. But Kane always calls you my boy. He always treats you like his son almost, or calls you as if he's your son. So that might be a little weird, knowing what you know right now.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe he found something that could help him get
This was, by the way, the backstory of Vicious Vick that you would have learned if you took him with you to the Mage Tower, but it's now appearing here. So,
Sweet.
so I got you.
Yay.
I got
Yay.
Victor's
It's
backstory in. There's a reason why he's there.
Dang.
There's a reason for everyone.
So I would say things started to click even more, and it's not like Lyeldan liked Kane.
No, I don't think he ever
So
really
it's not like
liked
this.
Kane.
This
But
just finally gives me more justification for not liking.
Kane always seemed to be extra nice to you, extra, like he seemed to promote you rather quickly compared to a lot of other people, and you would like to think that it is because of your abilities, but at the same time you're like,
I was a rogue for 6 sessions. Never
he's-
fired an arrow.
He's definitely made it a point to butter you up a lot, but there was always something that bothered you about him, and now you kind of know why.
A little snake.
Yes.
Even.
So,
Everyone turned into supervillains there for a moment.
just get the whole hand pyramid in there.
So Vicious Vic says, "All right, I'm just looking out for you, man. Just
Yes.
keep it with you. Don't show it to him. Don't even talk to him about it. And he'll probably still be just the happy-go-lucky champion of Kirkwall like he's always been."
I thought you were going to say happy-go-lucky nutter muffin.
He wouldn't risk giving up being the champion of Kirkwall over just a sword, would he?
No, he says. I mean, in his position, he would have to be very clever. He would have to come up with some sort of intricate plan so that it wouldn't go back to him.
Yeah,
Of course,
I was
he
gonna
is
say, like, it
kind
was
of clever, now that I think about it. He was always smarter than me about those kind of things. Well,
regardless, yes, it will not be brought up.
he pats you in the back. All right, I'm out. And
All right.
he sees himself out the door.
All right. All right.
All right.
I'm going to try and find Jodie.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well,
Where?
her
Right.
bedroom, her room is, I believe, next to yours.
Hey, man.
I think she has her own room next to yours, which is actually next to Lyeldan's right now.
Okay. I move up to the door and hesitate. Take a deep breath, then give it a firm knock.
Oh.
There is an answer. Who is it?
It's Maximillian.
There's a pause. After about 30 seconds, the door opens. The door opens, and Jodie is there. She is currently in her nightgown. Looks like she was about to go to bed. "Maximillian," she says.
Can I come in? I need to talk.
"Yes, we can talk," she says. And she opens the door and lets you in.
All right, I move inside. I'm dressed in my usual Denerin uniform at the
Okay.
moment. I start pacing
She's
across the room.
She's gonna sit down on the bed. She won't say a word. She will sit down on the bed and she will keep her, stand up straight, her chest high, and she's just going to watch you. Very, not defiantly, but very, like, she's not putting her eyes down on the floor. She's not.
Yeah.
She's very confident.
I think the most emotional person in this room is Maximillian at the moment.
Yeah. She's, at the moment, very calm. She sort of has that pose. I don't know if you've recently seen Mary Poppins, but Mary Poppins has like this like she has the way she carries herself. She's
Yeah.
always very, like even when she sits down, her arch is her back is arched, and she's just very
Posh and
very
proper.
yes. So that's sort of Jodie's stance. She has that sort of a proper Mary Poppins style stance right now as she's sitting down, listening to what Maximilian's going to say.
I stop in front of her and look at her. I want you to tell me that I'm wrong. I want you to tell me that I'm overreacting about all of this, about blood magic, that it's not evil, that's got nothing to do with demons. Just tell me that I'm wrong, please.
She says, the way I see it, Maximilian, I do believe that blood magic has a lot of very evil roots. I also believe that allowing a child, an innocent, to die without doing anything is also evil. I believe that there is a lesser of two evils, and I went with the one that I thought was lesser. I will definitely apologize to you for upsetting you and for going against your wishes, but I'm not going to apologize for what I did, because I'm not going to apologize for doing what I believed was right for me.
How can you be sure that the evil that was unleashed that day would be any lesser than the one we slew?
Which evil are you referring to, Maximilian? Are you
That
referring to the demon, or are you referring to the personal demons that you have weighing on your heart right now?
I've lost everything. I lost my purpose. I lost all my friends. I have no respect. I even lost you because of this. Someone's got to tell me that I'm wrong.
She bites her lip for a little bit, and for a moment, she looks like she falters from her stature, but then she tries to catch up her composure. And she says, most of what you just said is not actually true, Maximilian. You did not lose your friends. You did not lose respect from us. We found ourselves in a situation of, it was spontaneous, it was awkward, it was confusing. Everyone acted by their own code, by their own belief system, and I can't fault anyone for that, not even you. You have your own personal belief system, and I cannot fault you for making the choices that you made any more than I would want you to fault me for my choices of what I made. But I'm at least open to try to understand where the other person's coming from, which is why we are here talking to each other right now. I can't tell you that you are wrong, Maximilian, because I think that what you did was right for you. Just like what all the rest of us did was what was right for us. I don't think that there necessarily was a cut and dry right and wrong answer in that situation.
How do you always know what to say?
I don't always. I just had a lot of practice delivering them in a way as if I actually know what I'm talking about.
I move up to her and reach out with my hand for her to take it.
She sighs, and she takes your hand.
I pull her off the bed. I smile, and I say, "I think you just saved me." And then I lean up to kiss her.
Oh, yes!
Oh,
Wow!
now it's like we're like high schoolers again.
Wow!
She might reject it.
Well, first of all, roll a seduction roll. Well, let's see. We'll see how good of a kisser you are, Maximillian.
Have not had much practice.
No, it's okay.
Probably not.
It's okay.
It's communication. Aren't you pretty good at that?
It's okay.
That's
Just
kinda
remember
true.
everything that Plim has told you over the years.
I don't have my
Everything
armor.
that Clem has told you.
Yeah, you don't
throw
have
it
your
all
armor
out the
bonus, but
window.
that's okay.
Everything
yeah.
Clem told you, and out the window. Just ignore everything he told you.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
17.
Oh.
There's a lot of passion in that kiss.
Yeah, I think all the
Passion.
emotions kind of came out through it.
Woo! Wow. Okay. So yeah, sparks flew. Sparks flew from that. Like literally, because she was a mage. I think some actual sparks like came out from Jodie's fingertips during that kiss.
Little
She returns the kiss. She takes her hand and gently places it on Maximilian's cheek as Maximilian pulls her in, and she returns a very passionate kiss. Maximilian, the feeling at this moment, like everything, all of the problems that you had before just melted away. Everything just melted away. It feels like the only two people in this world are just you and her. And it's just a thrilling experience. You almost feel guilty about it, but you don't. You don't care.
No.
You kind of feel guilty about it, but you're happy. You're like, whatever, I don't care. So this is probably the most liberating time of your entire life. And yeah, it's great. And you probably, I would say with the 17, you probably continue for more longer than just one kiss. Probably several follow. And after the initial kiss, Jodie's a bit breathless. And she says, well, Maximilian, maybe you and I should get into an argument more often then.
Well, I think I have to agree. Let's think of one overnight.
If what you and I did was wrong, then I don't care because this feels very right. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can decide what happens from there. I will let you decide. I'm not going to ask you. So if anyone asks, you can tell them then. But we'll leave it to our imagination. All of you at home can make your personal thoughts, but I will leave it
Everybody
to David.
can breathe a sigh of relief.
I will leave I
Yeah.
leave Maximilian with his privacy. So anything else that happened that evening? I
TP
think
has been saved.
kind of hard to top that.
Yeah.
So, the next day rolls around, and it'll take about a day again to get to Kirkwall. You'll arrive in the evening the next day in Kirkwall, or close to sundown of Kirkwall. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you arrive in Kirkwall? Otherwise,
I'm
we'll
actually
move on.
curious what happened. Like, I just thought about something. What happened after we had to talk talking to Connor and all that? So I mean, I imagine I would like sit and watch him or something like to make sure he stays alright, since I'm pretty much his
Yes.
doctor. What do we just
So-
like fall asleep? What does like me and Dylan just fall asleep on the couch together or something?
Yep.
It's up to you. throughout the course of the day, you will be taking care of Connor. He's still adjusting to dealing with the loss of his family and everyone he's ever known. This poor child. Have you even told him about losing 2 years of his life? Because I don't think he's even aware that much time has
I was
passed.
thinking it was a step at a time and whatnot. I want to.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding mirrors right now actually. So.
Okay. That's fine.
Because if she's gonna look in the mirror, he's gonna be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
I look so tired.
Yeah, so Connor, like I said, he's just resting. He's probably not going to be super talkative because he pretty much got, I mean, there's no other questions that he has once he knows about his parents. There's nothing else he wants to know, really. So, there's that. What I am going to say is that, Lyeldan, what are you doing during the day on the ship? Besides helping Archer in the kitchen, when you're not helping Archer in the kitchen.
Well, I was going to actually go and speak to Connor to at least, since it seems like I might be the one who's going to be now with him in Kirkwall, helping find his.
Yeah, you can do that if you. Yes, you can. You can do that if you want.
So just trying to make sure, because I'm still trying to get up to speed with the lore and stuff. Would Lyeldan know of a place where orphan children or something like that would go?
In
Kirkwall.
Kirkwall? Yeah, I think that there is an orphanage in Kirkwall that you were aware of when you were 20 years ago. It might still be there.
And would I know that he's a mage?
I don't know. Would you know? Has anyone told you that he was?
Nope.
I don't think
Just
you would know.
possessed by a demon.
Yeah, I don't think you would know.
Okay, because otherwise there could be the thing of oh, I may or may not
Oh no, Lyeldan's being followed like a hawk by Delwyn. Why are you taking the kid? What are you doing?
Oh wait, is he just gonna take him? Because yeah, I'm all doctoring and whatnot. You're not gotta talk to me before you take my patient away.
I'm not walking with him outside of the room. I'm not taking him off of his bed that he's on.
Right, okay.
I'm saying that
That's good enough.
Yeah, he's just grabbing the whole bed and just pushing it, grabbing the whole couch and just.
There we go.
You can stay, right? You can rest here. Have some fresh air.
No circles, no Chantry Run orphanages, no.
Fox only, Final Destination. Right.
Yep.
So okay, let's role play this. So, you knock on the door, and Gwenael's probably there.
Gwenael's got a bit of drool on his shoulder.
Yeah, I imagine like
We just kind of fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
wake up.
You wake up. Yes, wake up.
Well,
Fix
That was-
Go to the door. Click. Yeah.
Go.
How is he? Sorry, rewind. I'll probably see you. Just there you go now.
Hello, Lyeldan. What brings you here? Here to see Connor?
Yes, I wanted to make sure he was all right.
She is recovering physically well.
That is good. Does he know of what would probably be best for him when we arrive in Kirkwall?
What? I gotta step outside for a moment and close the door. Click. I'm sorry. What are you asking?
I would hope that you understand that we can't, unfortunately, keep him on the ship forever. Let him. Maker knows we wouldn't want him to be swept up in any dangerous things that could potentially happen on the final leg of our item retrieval.
Well, I agree with that. Is probably true. There's a lot that's happened to him. The boy was, well, practically out for 2 years, and he has no memory past the point that he was first taken by the demon. So at this point, he doesn't actually know that he's 13 now. And he just found out about his parents, so he's going to need some time before we shove him off to somewhere else. trust me, I know. You just don't leave your all left behind and then shove them into some other life. So this is not going to be so easy as taking him to the orphanage or the circle or something.
So then would you propose that he remain alongside us?
I do not know. This is something we would all need to talk about. But if you have anything you wish to speak with him about, you can. Just bear in mind, he has just found out about his family and knows nothing about the 2 years have passing.
No, you're right. I should probably let him absorb what he's learned then.
Yes, we should all have a discussion later, though.
Excuse my intrusion.
It's perfectly alright.
Everyone, roll me a perception roll, please.
Oh boy, my
Everyone,
favorite
roll a
roll.
perception.
Mine too. Oh, +0 again. Yay. Minus
What kind of you said perception? What kind?
If you have focus on anything, roll that. Sight,
okay.
seeing. Actually, it's seeing. It should be
Holy
seeing.
crap!
So me and Ray
Okay.
sort of. Ray definitely sees something. I maybe.
Okay. Lyeldan and Ray. I'm assuming Ray are not. Are you going to be at Connor's bedside the whole time?
I was outside for a bit, but
Okay.
yeah.
We'll say that at some point while you're outside. But you're going to be on the main deck, right?
Yeah, if it's the captain's room and whatnot, I mean, he'll step outside to grab things for Connor, whatever, or take
Okay,
out briefly
then you-
for fresh air and stuff, whatever.
If you're
But
if you're
he's mostly sitting by side.
Yeah, if you're going to be with Connor and then on the main deck, you're not going to be able to see this. So, because this is happening lower. I can see.
So my role is not needed.
Yeah, sorry, Lyeldan, but you might be involved anyway. Lyeldan, you will on your way to helping Archer with lunch. On your way down, you will hear a chronic coughing coming from the stables, and you'll see Liam. He has a handkerchief, and he pulls out the handkerchief, and there's blood on the handkerchief. He then bundles up the handkerchief tightly in his fist, and then he goes back to his quarters, which is not really his quarters.
Did I see the? Did I see the blood on the handkerchief?
Yes, you did. And it doesn't look right. It doesn't look very normal at all.
Leave him.
He stops. Lyeldan.
Doesn't sound like a particularly good cough.
I'm fine. I'll be fine, he says. You don't have to worry about me.
Forgive me then if I proceed to worry about you regardless. Liam, those symptoms. You
It was
do
the
realize
same.
what
It was the same as that other guy, Radford, he said. I know.
then you do understand what this means.
Means I'm going to die, Lyeldan.
Not if we could help you.
Nobody can help me, Lyeldan. There's no cure. I've come to terms with that already.
That's just because no one's tried hard enough then.
He turns around and he looks at Lyeldan and he says, "You all don't have time for that. There are more important, more pressing matters that you all should be concerned about. You know that."
I'm not just going to give up and forsake you to death.
And I'm not going to let you waste your time.
I guess we'll just see who is stronger then. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to treat you as if you're dead. You still... There could still be a chance.
One has survived.
Liam says, if you wish to pray for me, Lyeldan, I will appreciate that.
I shall.
May the Maker watch over you, my friend, he says. And he goes back to his quarters. What is Lyeldan going to do with this information is the question. You will be arriving in Kirkwall in about... First of all, you'll be arriving in Kirkwall in a few hours, and I believe you heard through the grapevine that Liam intended on leaving. Once he gets to Kirkwall, he was going to leave.
Yes, and I also remember that Max said he wanted to have a very important talk with me today after what happened.
Yep.
Yes.
So what is...
I'm looking forward to what this talk is going to be.
It'll be a lot different after last night. Closing events.
But so I'm going to rush back over to
To whom?
Ray.
Okay.
Neil.
You're gonna go over, knock on Gwenail's door. At this point, Connor's awake, by the way. Connor's awake, he's having breakfast.
Okay, so while the doctor's doting on him, I'll answer the door.
I'm gonna see what kind of breakfast you guys are having.
I'm having burrito.
Actually, it looks like it's good.
Oh.
That was just a 50% chance of whether it was a positive bonus or a negative bonus.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
breakfast is good.
Holy moly, that is...
Boards
Sounds
all across
good.
the board.
He
Yeah.
put some extra garnishes and stuff on it too.
I guess
Yes.
I guess you could say we had a pretty square meal.
It was breakfast today. Yes, breakfast.
Right.
I was gonna. It's funny you say that because I was gonna say breakfast today is Orlesian toast as opposed to French
Oh.
toast. Orlesian toast.
Oh.
Nice.
Gwenail, the Orlesian toast. Surprisingly, well, not so surprisingly. Granted, knowing Archer's backgrounds, tastes
Yeah.
a lot like the Orlesian toast that you used to have at your house.
Oh, this takes me back.
That's why it tastes extra good. It's got the nostalgia factor in it. Anyway, you're enjoying your toast. Connor seems to be very pleased. He says he's never had Orlesian toast before.
Oh, it is quite a treat, I assure you.
There's some... he asks, could I have some more powdered sugar, please?
Absolutely.
Put a little more powdered sugar. And that's when the door knocks on the door.
Gotta interrupt breakfast.
The breakfast I made for you. With my hand.
I said it over that stuff.
Over that Orlesian toast?
Dude,
You
you
open the
hard
door.
toast is to make.
You open the door and there's a Kunari in front of you.
Look up.
So, what brings you here this fine, not so fine morning?
I need to speak with Gwenail.
Huh?
It's important.
What?
The little boy, he gasps when he sees Lyeldan.
I
And
see
he looks
how it is.
absolutely frightened.
Senator Kunari.
Who's that? Connor asks.
Oh,
A good-
that's Lyeldan. He's
A good
a
man.
big teddy bear, don't worry.
He's
Yeah.
ginormous, he says.
Mhm.
I like to think that
But
I'm thin.
Mostly harmless.
You don't look like a person, he says.
Nah. In some cases, I'm a little bit better, actually.
He's a Kunari.
Kunari? Is that right? I've never seen a Kunari before.
Glad to be the first, then.
He was the one that actually carried you to the ship.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Canary, he says.
You can call me Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
No problem.
He will then continue back to eating his Orlesian toast.
Yes.
I pat him on the head when I turn to Lyeldan. The breakfast was very good today. Both you and Archer did magnificent. I haven't had this good since I was back in the kitchens at the manor.
Thank you. But regardless, I need to speak with you. In private.
Oh dear, I don't like that tone. Alright.
So, Grinnell, these noises were coming from the next room, in Jody's room. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what's going on. I think Jody's possessed by a demon or something. She started making these noises. And
Either that or Maximillian has really
sounded
gone
like
off
she
the
was
deep
in
end.
pain.
If that was I can see Grenell's expression if that was actually said. He's just kind of got this kind of blankly stares, eyes slightly wide, palate sinks away, just goes right back inside and closes the door.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to put that in. I couldn't help it. The door was there. Anyway.
Experiences. Okay.
Okay, serious.
Right.
This is very dire emergency.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Right. Well, now, this is, something has arrived, arisen. Something has arisen.
I can sense you're frantic. So spit it out.
It's Liam.
What's...
We can't allow him to leave.
Just... And why is that?
Out of character, what was the plague thing called again?
I don't think it was ever given a name, but they could refer to it as the pox. They've been referring to it as the pox because it's pox-like.
Right, okay.
How long sometimes they name if they're really quickly. Is the sickness quick or really quick or really slow? I can't remember really.
Pretty quick, I think.
It's decently quick. There are people that manage to survive longer. I think Eveline survived for almost a week. She survived for almost a week. Radford survived for about 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days, I want to say. Yeah.
All right.
So what does Lyeldan say? The pox. Okay.
The pox.
The pox.
I believe he's
Contracted
as well.
it. No, not again.
What do we do?
Everything that we can. Where is he now?
He is out of character. He's by his room.
Yeah, his room, technically the storage area in the ship.
He was in his quarters.
All right.
But that's the thing is that he's insisted that no one do anything to help him. He doesn't think he doesn't wish to hinder us.
I see. Well, fortunately, this is part of my job, so it hinders me not. So that's too bad for him. I'm going to help him. I peek my head back into the room real quickly. I need to go run a checkup somewhere else. I'll be back in a bit. You take over here, okay, Darren?
Yeah, just let me know what's up after.
Will do.
Okay.
I should come with you, though.
All right then.
You will
To
go.
Liam.
You will go see Liam. He is going to be in the storage area. He right now appears to be lying on the sacks that he normally uses to sleep. He's got like something of a blanket, a makeshift blanket over him, and right now he has a book in his hands. It looks like, what is the Chantry's version of the Bible?
Oh,
Like the chant. He's got like the chant or something. A book that has the chant, and it looks like that's what he's reading right now. He's reading the chant. When you arrive and have Gwenail with you,
What's my medicine bag?
yeah, he sighs. I told you I didn't want any fuss.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't just sit idly and watch his friends suffer.
And I can't know someone is sick and not help them.
Liam says he puts the book down. Do as you must.
All right.
I nod to Nails since I have absolutely no idea what to do here.
Here, warms this up, fills this up. Grab that over there.
Yes.
As you're doing that, Nathan will peek in, and he will whisper to Lyeldan, "What's going on?"
Don't worry. It's we're just taking care of something. So.
All right, and he leaves. Gwenail, I'm going to assume that you will successfully be able to do what you can to ease Liam's pain, to make him more comfortable.
I call on my spirit. I call on the spirit of hope to see if I can give any additional spirit and whatnot. I know I can't do much, but it can help even further, I think.
Okay. So you're taking
That's
out the
my
shard. You're taking out the shard.
Does that like make me automatically succeed? Because the spirit healer thing means I have to make a roll to call the spirit to help me, or call a spirit. It could be
Okay,
any
and yeah, you
benevolent
can.
spirit.
The shard will then be your focus. So you'll still have to make the roll, but in game you will take the shard out and focus to try to get.
Okay.
Let me know if you succeed.
What kind of roll is that? I wonder. Is it yeah, it was spirit roll. That's right. I remember now.
Yeah, spirit roll.
So boo boo boo.
Is there a target number, or do I make up a target number?
It's 14,
14,
but you
okay.
can change it when I'm considering you gave, because it doesn't assume that you have one spirit, though that is how it works in lore and whatnot. You can have bind with one spirit apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, and you call upon that. They just don't always hear your call, I guess. So
Okay.
dang.
Okay.
Avaline, wake up!
The obsidian, the blackness of the obsidian starts to grow transparent, and you see the golden light start to shimmer. Images start forming within the shard. You see an image of a mountain, a snowy mountain, and a peak. There is a massive dragon that looks like it's been wounded, and it looks like blood is trickling down from the wound. There is a sword stuck in there, and it looks like you recognize the sword as Nematos. There's a group of people huddled around. There's a group
By
of
the way, can you see all of this and whatnot? Because also this is the first time I've actually used my spirit healer ability.
I don't
so
think he can. I think only you can see it. This is
Okay.
your spirit as a spirit healer. This is completely your ability. So
This
I
is
don't
your
think,
vision. You have
Yeah,
you
your
hold the right
vision.
to it.
Yeah, everybody else can see through the shard in terms of looking through the window of time, but this is a different ability. So you see all this group of men huddling around, and there's this goblet that's being passed around, and people are drinking it, drinking the contents of the cup. And then one of the gentlemen who looks like he's the leader, he takes the goblet and he fills it up with blood from the dragon, and then he hands it to the next person to drink, and then the vision goes away.
So that's it.
Starting to make sense, David?
Yep. Indeed.
Who was this man? Something about that has some time to significance. What exactly are you trying to tell me?
What happened?
I communed with the spirit of hope. They gave me a vision.
What was in it?
Dragons, blood, and nematodes. I relay the vision a little bit more as I continue looking over him and whatnot.
He describes it to you, Lyeldan. I'm assuming because you had borrowed the book, you were able to you able to learn the story of Jethro Sunworth and how he drank dragon's blood, along with other people. Colgrim and everybody else drank dragon's blood.
So we believe the vision probably was showing that this dragon's blood might have restorative properties.
Dragon's blood is. Would I know anything about dragon's blood being
Yes.
at least theorized to do something and whatnot?
Yes,
Yeah?
you know that dragon's blood possess within it the magic of dragons beats in their very veins, in the blood inside their veins. Much like Darkspawn, a lot of their powers comes within their blood as well. So, out of character, because I don't know if Gwenaël necessarily knows about the joining, but when you drink the Darkspawn blood, you become a Grey Warden, you gain powers, blah, 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 blah. And the same thing happens when you drink dragon's blood. You gain some of the powers. You become a Reaver, but in addition to that, what that also means is that you gain abilities from the dragon itself, and it actually does end up flowing through your veins. It is also said that you can pass the dragon blood genetically through your children. And by the way, this is true to the Dragon Age lore. I'm not going to say which book, but there are books that deal with this. So without giving any spoilers away, this is in the Dragon Age lore that if you drink dragon's blood, children can inherit from it.
And can I ask a question?
Yes.
Dragon blood.
Do people of the
Dragonborn.
Yes.
Yes, Dragonborn. Fusroda!
And I can already just imagine the answer to this question. The Chantry probably sees this as heresy, don't they?
Probably. Yes. I would say so.
So I say...
Much like blood magic. Yes, much like blood.
Was he hearing this whole thing?
Yeah. Liam's hearing this whole thing, and he'll probably say absolutely not.
Liam, I can't. If there's a chance that this could save your life,
I would rather die clean than live longer tainted.
A child of the Maker, the first child of the Maker, as you believe, a spirit, gave me this vision to help you. They clearly have something bigger in store for you.
Yes.
Think it over, please.
He will not respond. Who has the dragon's blood right now, by the way?
I'm pretty sure that's Delwyn.
Yep, Delwyn has it. Mm-hmm. I figured
Sitting here
he does.
after reading the stories about dragon's blood going, maybe I should drink this. I'm just
Meanwhile, Delwyn's like,
the worst person who could possibly need it needs it. In this scenario. So now it's like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do?
And that person doesn't want it. that person's
Yeah.
refusing it. So
Mhm.
Why do I see Delwyn shoving it down his throat?
I was thinking.
Very likely.
I was thinking of something along the lines of like even like sneakily just like putting it in his drink or something.
No.
This meat tastes a lot of vinegar for some reason.
you're going to essentially date rape Liam.
More like date save.
Date save.
We're like dating.
Save.
Date save. Okay.
I don't know.
We just coined that term.
Yay.
It's when you put something counteractive to the negative drug that was put in
It's
there.
where-
Such as
it's where you-
dying.
It's where you have a situation where, let's say, you see a friend of yours at a bar and a really like sleazy person's talking to her. You put it in her drink so that she constantly like, "Oh, she's tired. We should probably be going," and then you leave with her pretending to be. Anyway.
Well, this would imply that Delwyn and Liam are having a date, first off.
Well, you guys have anyway. I'm just gonna stop turning off.
So, in addition to that, Gwenaëlle, I think you would also be able to put 2 and 2 together, because if you know
Yeah.
about what happened to the Sunworths, between you and Lyeldan, you would be able to figure out that probably explains why Maximillian survived the pox, because he was affected by it, but he didn't die from it, and it was probably because of the dragon blood that was in within him.
I was actually wondering how much am I aware of his bloodline connection to that. So I found that they were related, I guess. I think I did. So.
You believe that people who possess dragon blood in their veins, whether they were the ones who drank it or their ancestry possesses it because of somebody else along their line who drank it, they have innate powers, untapped powers that they could tap as someone who possesses. There's a reason why I didn't give you the sword of amazingness. There's a reason I didn't give you the sword of amazingness, Maximillian. I had other plans for you. I had a few other plans. Lyeldan has his toy. Gwenaëlle has his toy. Maximillian
I have
has
a really
his toy.
tough decision to make.
You have a really tough decision. I think I'm doing a decent job of giving everyone their toys. Gwenaëlle has this amazing shard that can like see through time, and he can commune with, and various other things. So.
Who needs an Lyeldan when you have this nifty piece of stuff?
Yes.
Delwyn has the power of the Shoryuken, and all that.
Yes, Delwyn has the power of the Shoryuken.
It's really cool.
Anyway. So you do believe that there is some untapped power that Maximillian could, if he knew about it, could tap into. So.
That's definitely something to get into later. Anyway,
right.
so I do as much as I can make him comfortable and whatnot and stuff,
Yes.
and if he indicates that he needs more time to think about it, I'll leave him and whatnot and tell him I'll check on him later.
Okay.
I did do all I can and whatnot, and at the very least, even if he chooses not to, I can maybe get him up to a week.
Okay.
So, does he indicate he needs to think about it?
He doesn't respond to you. Unless you keep pushing. Do you keep pushing him?
He doesn't respond, so I go, please tell me you'll at least consider it.
He will say, I will consider it.
Thank you.
Like I said, I'm not sure how much I put stock into the Maker myself, but I do think things happen for a reason, and if we have the ability to help you, then you may call it the will of the Maker.
We shall wait and see then, I suppose.
If you need anything else, that's a sense for me. I'll be in to check in later.
Okay. So, what happens next?
Okay, go ahead, right?
I'd probably head back up because I promised to let Delwyn know.
Yep.
Though I know there's weird thing between Liam and Delwyn. So I
weird
am
thing.
dreading this. A weird thing, yes.
All right.
I can sense it. I'm psychic. Anyways.
If I get rid of Liam, then Delwyn will be all mine, Gwenail thinks.
Oh, jeez.
There's nothing we can do.
I just need to inject this.
Gwenail will never think that. Okay, he would think that, but he would never consider it.
Okay. So you head back. Knock on the door.
If you want, since I just had a scene, we can move on to someone else since he wants to have a thing, and we can jump back to that.
I don't know. Does anyone else have anything that they want to do before you arrive in Kirkwall? Because this looks like it's the main thing that you guys are doing before Kirkwall.
I mean,
Yeah, I have a few
aside from
things.
talking to Gwenail about Liam,
All right.
no. So
Go ahead.
just-
David, what are you going to do that morning?
Well, this involves the whole group, so you can probably take the other people first.
Okay. Why don't you wrap this up then? Wrap this up while we're still dealing with it. So
Okay.
you go into Connor. Not Connor's room. Well, it is.
Actually, I'll
Connor's
probably
room.
I don't know, since I'm talking about this in private and whatnot. I'd probably tell Lyeldan to come with so I can watch Connor because I need to talk to Delwyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Somebody-
thank God. I was running out of small talk. I do not know how to handle children.
So
Yeah.
you're an elf? What's
Connor
that
was
like?
probably asking you a lot of questions about mages and magic and elves and
I am the worst person to ask.
yeah.
Yeah, kid.
Oh, Nathan,
Yeah, right.
how are you?
But anyway, Gwenail comes to take you, and go ahead.
What's up?
We should speak in private out here. Lyeldan, please take over.
Of course.
All right.
Lean against. Did we step outside? I wonder. If there's no one outside, we probably stepped outside since we leave them in the room and stuff like that. So lean on. So I imagine lean on railings. That.
Mm.
It's about Liam. He has the pox.